And welcome to week 30 of Walk the Plank, the athletic department podcast here at Perry High School. We'll take a deep dive to the week that was Perry Athletics and preview the week that is coming up. As always, joined by my co-host, Gene Winters. Thanks, Gene, for being here.
Yeah, another exciting week, a busy week here last weekend, which was nice to see with everything going on between softball and track and baseball this week. It was a nice time to be here at Perry.
Yeah, the campus was packed last week, and even like last night, we had a tri-meet in the stadium with track. We had baseball game going on at the same time. We had concert week here at Perry, so we had a bunch of cars all over the place. It was a packed campus last night as well, and we're here to talk about. So we're at week 30. We were just talking with Connor a little bit. Connor D'Astolfo is our male athlete of the week, representing our baseball team. Connor, we said, week 30, it's crazy. He only has 2 left. You only have 2 weeks left. And he's going to be walking across the stage here in just a couple of weeks in Spectator Gymnasium. So, Connor, let's talk a little baseball. First of all, congrats for being our athlete of the week. There's your stuff. We'll go over this real quick. You get your Raising Cane's box combo and the Perry DQ, our original sponsor for our athlete of the week, the free meal deal and a blizzard. So enjoy your food, courtesy of those 2 fine establishments. We're 8-5 on the season so far. Is this where we thought we would be? You know, we're 13 games in. We're allowed to play 27 by OHSAA rule. So give us your synopsis of the season so far, of where you guys are at.
Yeah, we've had ups and downs throughout the year. We started off a little rough. We had 2 games that we were neck and neck in, kind of gave them away down in Hilton Head.
Yeah.
But we're doing well now. We're 6-0 in the CVC, currently ahead of the pack in first place, ahead of West G, Hawken. I think overall it's been good, especially here. We're starting to figure it out hitting-wise. That was a problem early on.
Okay.
And then some guys are stepping up pitching. So overall, it's gone well.
And let's start with the hitting. We'll get to the pitching in a minute because obviously you're one of the guys in that rotation. But what is change hitting? Is it extra BP for you guys? Is it seeing the ball better? Is it the weather? How does it all of a sudden just click?
It's a lot of work we put in at practice and hitting off the machine. Just a big problem for us was hitting curveballs early on. So like 2 times last week we worked on just off the machine, throwing the curveball and getting to it. Overall, though, it's just a lot less thinking from us and just swinging. We know we have the talent to beat any team in this area, and with our bats, guys like Carter Crowfoot, Michael Nizwicki, Nolan Anderjack's been a big part of how we've done this year. Chase Savon, just guys stepping up in big spots, hitting.
And so we beat Lutheran West last night. As you mentioned, now we're 6-0 in the CVC. A couple of big wins against Hawken. Early on in the campaign, in the conference side of things at least. When are the West G games coming up? And I know I've heard, through the grapevine, you get all the rumors out there that they're probably one of the better teams in the league and might be our best competition within the league. When are those games coming up for the Pirates?
Those are the first week of May, I believe. It's a back-to-back day series.
Yeah.
And, that's the big one. So our goal right now is to focus, just win the conference. And we got a good shot to do it. We got 2 games against Orange coming up next week.
Okay.
And if we get both of those, we got a really good shot because West G still has to play Hawken.
Okay.
And we're thinking they're going to split. Not positive, but both teams have really good pitching, really good hitting. So they're pretty even, so we're hoping they split. And if they split and we're undefeated, we should be a lock to win it.
Yeah, so that Hawken series for us, and that's just so everybody's aware, from a baseball standpoint, they put the conference games back-to-back days, so you can't necessarily, if they're a week apart, and sometimes it happens because of rain, but they're scheduled to be back-to-back, so you can't throw necessarily your best pitcher in both of those games. If you have one stud pitcher, that's why they schedule them back-to-back like that, and they spread them out. We get usually one of those series per week. So the Hawken series, we go to Hawken on a Monday. We shut them out 5-0. You were on the mound that day. Coach Platt raved about that performance from you. Extremely efficient day. Not only the shutout, but going the distance, if I'm not mistaken, and only like 78 pitches in 7 innings. That's only like 11 pitches an inning. That's pretty darn efficient. Is that would you consider that your best game you've ever pitched?
No doubt. I would say that's definitely my best. There was once last year I went the whole way, but it wasn't a shutout, and it wasn't in a conference game like that. Yeah. So a big one, especially our first conference game of the year, to get that first one against Hawken was huge. And we kind of just sailed the ship. 4th inning, broke it open, scored 4 runs, 5 runs, and got it done. And I think for me, too, just pitching in bigger games, pitching in closer games means more to me. I lock in better. So, that was an awesome game for myself.
Oh, yeah, that was incredible. When I heard 78 pitches and you do the math, like, all right, 78 pitches over, 4 innings? No, over a complete game. That's pretty darn efficient and impressive. And then that gave us some momentum the next day to come back home, play Hawken again, and it's 2-2. We go extra innings, and we end up walking it off 3-2 to win that game. And again, that's win number 2 in the CVC. But now we're still undefeated. I think those 2 games are going to obviously prove pivotal here in the CVC race as we move forward.
And as a pitcher, I'm sure you want to strike everybody out, but
no doubt.
Talking about low pitch counts, it makes your job easier just putting the ball in play, letting your defense do the job. How do you work that mindset of not trying to overpower and get the out yourself and just let the ball go where it may?
Right, yeah. It makes it a lot easier when you have the defense we have. We got an incredible infield, incredible outfield, tons of guys that have been in this spot before. They've played these positions. So I have full trust in my defense to make those plays. And, of course I want to strike everyone out, but I know that they got my back, and it makes it a lot easier on me.
And which pitches do you throw? What is your favorite pitch, and what do you feel you throw the best out of all of them?
So I throw a 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, circle changeup, and curve.
Okay.
My best pitch, I would say, is my curveball.
Okay.
It just breaks the most. It gets a lot. It's my strikeout pitch is what I like to call it.
Sure.
But this year, my fastball has been really well. I think I've commanded the bottom of the zone really well. Those 2 pitches have definitely been my main go-tos. Like the changeup comes in every now and then, but fastball, curveball, those 2 are very reliable.
Okay.
And when Coach Platt was on last week, he was talking about the rotation that you guys have, a lot of arms, getting some mound time. How do you kind of just sit back and watch? Are you studying what your own pitchers are doing? Are you guys trying to talk to compare grips and pitches and techniques and sequences? And especially when you have a back-to-back game, you go against Hawken, do you help the next day? How does that play out?
We definitely help. You just let them know, certain guys in the lineup have tendencies to do this. Like one guy will swing at more pitches than the other. Like we played Lutheran West yesterday, and Seamus Matson was pitching, and I told him these guys like to take a lot of pitches. They like to go down in 1 strike, 2 strike counts, and he did a real good job. He went 4 and 2 innings, didn't give up a run, and it helps again when we are up, big like that, and we're hitting the ball. So it makes it easier on our guys pitching. But definitely just talking to each other, about the teams, especially in the CVC, because you're playing them back-to-back days, so you realize who does what. And our pitchers behind me have done a great job.
And let's talk about a little about the senior class as well that you're part of. And typically, in the world of athletics, at least high school athletics, you're going to go as far as your seniors will take you and the leadership that they provide the team. So just talk a little bit about this again. Your senior. Your buddies that you got to play with growing up your entire life, and now you guys are sort of putting it all together here this senior year. What has this group meant to you?
Oh, it's awesome. I've been playing with these guys since I was like 5th grade, I think.
Yeah.
So over 8 years I've been playing baseball with these guys. Brody Petroselli came in. He's played an unbelievable glove for us at shortstop. He's been our leadoff hitter all year. He runs the bases really well. He's just that team guy, that glue guy that you want on the field all times. One of our captains, Justin Costello, he's playing baseball at Lake Erie College coming up. He's another guy that you can rely on to get that hit when you need it, make that play when you need it. Trent Taylor's another one. He's our big 4-hole, our big bat.
Yeah.
He's been hitting the ball real well. And then Jimmy Ashburn, he'll come in and pitch for us when we need him to, play good outfield. So all 5 of us, I think, the main guys that I've been around for a while have played.
And does it make it easier? And we might have talked about this when you were here for football, because it's kind of the same question. Being with that group for so long, does it make it easier when you're on the diamond, just having fun with your friends and not
100%.
maybe adding that extra pressure
100%.
on yourself?
Yeah, it makes it much easier.
And now, when you're not pitching, where are you playing? Do you have a position when you don't pitch?
When I don't pitch, I've mostly been at third this year, and because we have Carter Hopkins, he's another one of our pitchers who plays third when I'm pitching. So he'll go into pitch and I'll play third. Or if I'm not at third, I'll DH sometimes. So those two have been my other spots besides pitcher.
And then when you're in the batter's box, being a pitcher, does that help you get comfortable in there? Kind of knowing sequences, what you try to do, how you try to attack a hitter. Does that help you in the box trying to think like the opposing pitcher?
A little bit. I would just my approach going into the plate usually is just it's pretty simple. I just don't try to think too much. See fastball and hit it. That's mostly what I've been doing this year, just hunting the fastball. So a little bit, I would say, I know where pitchers want to put the ball, but in high school, unless you got a kid going D1, they're not painting the corners every pitch. So.
For this team to have some success, obviously right now we're locked in on the goal of winning the CVC. 4 games left to do that, and then we're going to transition a little bit after those games into the postseason, and the focus will be on sectionals, districts, and beyond. What does this team have to continue to do to make a deeper run? Last year was unfortunate. Gerard came in here and in a district semi game and sort of sniped us a little bit, which can happen in the sport of baseball. It's a little bit different than in football when you you can sort of see the outcome, where it's a physical type of game, where baseball is certainly, you never know. You get a stud pitcher here or there, what can happen. So what does this team need to do as we get into that postseason time?
We just can't beat ourselves. A lot of our losses have been beating ourselves, making errors, walking guys, because we know we have the talent to go the distance, win at any game we can, but a lot of it is just making the routine play and throwing strikes. So I think a big part would definitely be, and then sticking by each other. We know we're all close. We got a good chemistry on this team, and if we have each other's back, we can go anywhere.
Awesome.
And yesterday, Coach Platt's 100th win, we kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, but what does that mean to you as a player, knowing that you're a part of getting your coach and what he's meant to you and the leadership, the all-around excitement of that after you guys find out and the end of the game and being able to celebrate with him?
Yeah, actually last night at the end of the game, once he got that, I said, I feel like we've been around for like 70 of them. Because I've been here for 4 years, and we've won 20-plus in all the 3 years so far. So it's awesome to see him get that. I know it means a lot to him. He joked that he didn't even know it was coming, so he's not even focused on that. No. He's focused on this team and winning, and it's awesome to see him get that accomplishment.
Yeah, he was probably not real happy with us last night. Coach Haas was the one who had done the research, so shout out to Chase and for knowing that, and because you're right, Coach Platt did not know, and so then he worked with Coach's wife on putting together a little thing to present him at the end of the game. So it was fun to do, and Connor's exactly right. Like, this senior class has been part of probably 75% of those 100 wins. So I know you guys mean a lot to him, and vice versa. But it was fun to celebrate it last night. But some unfinished business. We got about a month left here to see how far we can roll this thing into the state tournament. So, Connor, congratulations on a great season so far. Keep ripping that ball on the mound. Before we get you out of here, it's just some get-to-know-you questions. We know we had John before. We'll see if anything's changed anything up from the last time. We can go back and check, but there's no wrong answers, so no pressure here. What is your favorite food?
Still tacos.
Still tacos. Yes, all right. Yeah, sure. Favorite subject in school? Which is almost done now, right? I mean, you're almost getting to that point where
science.
Science, okay. Science, yeah. Do you know where you're going? Made any college decisions yet or anything?
Yeah, I am fully going to Bowling Green University, where my sister's at, to pursue sports management.
All right.
Yep.
Awesome. Congratulations. I know it's always good to get those decisions out of the way. So, favorite movie or television series?
Favorite movie? I would have to say is Whiplash. I don't know if you've seen that
I
one.
don't think I have.
I don't think so.
It's about Miles. It's got Miles Teller, J.K. Rowling. It's
Okay.
a bit of foul language in it, but it's a great movie for
Okay.
sure.
All right. Well, check it out. Add
Yeah.
it to the list. Obviously, you play a lot of sports here. You're on the football team, baseball, etc. Like any hobbies outside of the time that you spend doing athletics?
A lot of seeing friends and family.
Okay.
Just hanging out with people I love.
Okay.
And I'm a big guy. Like, I love listening to music. It's something I've always loved to do. Just kind of my own downtime.
Right.
Just relax, and especially during baseball season, you're playing games 4 times a week, so you're
Yeah.
coming home, showering, and then
Yeah.
pretty much done for the night.
Right.
Yeah.
Favorite app or game on your phone?
Don't really have a game.
Okay.
But probably just Instagram.
Okay.
I'm on Instagram a lot.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your favorite memory from Perry? Again, we've talked about it. A couple of weeks here, you'll walk across that stage, graduate from Perry High School. What are some of your favorite memories that you're gonna take away from here when you're done?
State title obviously was
Sure,
awesome.
sure.
I think I said that for football.
Yep.
Another thing would be just some of the seniors that I grew up with throughout the year, especially in baseball,
Yeah.
that mentored me and led me along the way. And now being one of those guys, being that guy, I think that's pretty cool to have the younger guys see that part of me
Yeah.
and how I did for other seniors.
That's
I think
awesome.
that's
No,
pretty awesome.
and that's the goal, right? Like you've been part of this program for 4 years. You were there and saw how the seniors led at the time, and even as your sophomore and junior year, you got to watch some pretty impressive people in front of you sort of lead by example. And now for you to be able to do it, it's a great life lesson. It's awesome. It's going to help you down the road for sure. Visit any place in the world. Money's not an object. Where are you heading?
Say Aruba.
Aruba. Mr. Kellogg was just telling us about his trip to Aruba. Shout out to Mr. Kellogg. He got down there, did a little getaway trip, and was pretty complimentary. So I would agree. I would love to go.
It would be
Aruba.
awesome for sure.
Yeah.
Italy too is another one.
Italy's up there as well. All right, Connor D'Astolfo, congratulations.
Thank you, guys. I
We
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Best of luck the rest of the year, Connor, and congratulations. Don't get your food. Yeah. Again, when I heard the story, obviously that game was ad hoc, and that Connor
Yep.
pitched 78 pitches, complete game shutout. That's one of the most impressive things I had heard from a pitcher at Perry in a long, long time.
Right.
So
Yeah,
very
just-
impressive stuff.
Get the ball, get the outs, and just keep moving that thing right along. And then you get into that groove, and
Yeah.
a couple pitches here and there, you're out, you're resting, and then let your offense do some work.
Absolutely. So great senior class as he described, and we're looking forward to the rest of the baseball season.
And
So
today they are in action versus Geneva.
we are in action versus Geneva. I know we have some PSL stuff going on today too. Here, spring is a crazy, crazy busy time, especially for our seniors who are getting ready to graduate. Their timeline is even more crunched than our underclassmen because their last day is something like May 4th or 5th or something along those lines. Sometime that week, they will be done, and then they graduate May 17th, Sunday, May 17th. So, you get back from spring break, and everything is just condensed into. We're trying to play 22 tennis matches, 27 baseball games, 27 softball games, all of the track events, and you're trying to do it in a time frame that Mother Nature's not always being cooperative. And then you add in, again, it's concert week here. Our hats off to our choral and our band folks and all of the kids that make those performances possible. So you throw that in, and you start throwing your scholarship nights in, and your PSL night, and it's a crazy, crazy time of year. I don't know exactly how it happens, but we get it done, and we move on.
You've talked about it being a sprint, the spring
is.
season every single year. So this is the part. You get into that little run, and away you go.
Absolutely. Well, let's keep the theme going here with from baseball over to softball, and we'll call up our athlete of the week. She has been red hot, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, Morgan Winters is here. Congratulations,
Thank you.
Morgan.
Thank you.
There is your box combo and your Dairy Queen meal deal plus a Blizzard. So let's just talk about it. Coach Carino texted me all of this stuff. Like, you hit 800 last week, which, all right, so if you are hitting 400 in the sport of baseball, at least, like you're doing some lights out stuff, you're hitting double of that. So you're getting to hit 8 out of every 10 at bats. You finally allowed an earned run in your 7th outing of the year. 5 home runs, 13 RBIs in the last 4 games. So, wow, just tell us about how that all comes about, and have you ever had a streak like this in your career?
I don't know if I've had a streak quite like this since probably freshman year.
Okay.
Because the sophomore slump is real. It does happen. I thought that was a joke until it happened to me.
Sure.
But I didn't really know that my stats were like this until like almost now or a couple days ago when I actually looked at them for myself.
Yeah.
But like during like the hot streak that I'm on right now, it's like I haven't really thought about it. So.
Sometimes that's best, right?
Yeah.
And that's probably why it's just happening. I think when Coach Carino said, she's like, I told her, I'm like, so what did you do in this thing, Coach Carino? And she's like, nothing. I did nothing other than, she gave you all the credit, other than I told her, just stop trying to hit home runs. Just go up there and take what they give you. If you're going to go to right field with it, go to right field. Mm-hmm. If you're able to pull one, but don't force anything, I think was what she had said. So sometimes the best streaks happen when you're not overthinking it or concerned or stressed about stuff. So congrats. That's pretty, just like Connor's 78 pitch, complete game. Like, these are some impressive stats that I haven't seen here in a long time, and obviously we've had some pretty talented softball players come through our halls.
So for you now, the approach at the plate, are you hunting pitches? Are you just looking to make contact? Are you trying, obviously you're not trying to hit home runs, you're trying to make contact and put the ball in play, but how has this approach changed, and does the ball look a little bit bigger now as it's coming to the plate?
It definitely looks different to me from the beginning of the year. The last about 7 games that we've played where I've been batting really well, I've really tried not to think about anything. Same thing with what Connor said. Like pitching, you're thinking about all these things. You're putting the ball where you want, spinning it where you want, but then like hitting is just the complete opposite, where you're trying to have as little thoughts as possible. Something that's helped me is I sing my walk-up song to myself, like just to keep my mind off of it and just taking advantage of when I'm on deck or in the hole for sure.
Just real quick, because I know the answer to this because living it, but over the last week, what have you been doing the same? What have you been doing different? What since that first home run against Orange last week to where we are today, what has been the same thing every day that you've been doing?
Okay, I have had 3 waffles or pancakes every single morning since that first home run, and I've been putting on my batting gloves right to left every single day or every single game. So
the superstitions are real. Right? Yeah. So for baseball and softball players, we always see some of the things, and we might think back to Major League and some of the crazy things that were going on in the locker room there. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think you had any voodoo dolls.
No snakes or anything.
Okay, no snakes, but you're the waffles or the pancakes and the batting gloves. So those are the 2 things. All right. Well, let's hope it keeps going here, Morgan, and that's like I said, a pretty darn impressive run that you're on. And again, like Connor, you're doing both things for the Pirates. You're pitching, you're hitting. Where are you playing when you're not on the mound? What are you doing in the field? And then we'll get back to the hitting side of it too.
When I'm not pitching, I'm at first base.
Okay.
So I'm our main primary first baseman when Sophie Savannah's pitching. Yeah. So I kind of keep the infield locked down in a sense. Like I take that position seriously, and especially because we have a younger infield. Yeah. Just knowing that they're allowed to make mistakes, and I'm doing everything I can to like lift them up, and just being that voice like behind Sophie, behind the rest of our underclassmen infield, I think is really important.
And then, I guess we'll switch to pitching first, and then we'll talk some hitting, because I know we want to get into the home run stuff and Sydney and some of those things. But from a pitching standpoint, it's so key to a team if we want to make a deep run like we did last year to have multiple pitchers, because some days you're on, some days you're not. Like you've only given up one run in the seventh out, 7 outings that you've had this year on the mound. But we get our first loss the other day. But one of the reasons you're sitting here, you might think if it's all the home runs and all of the things. Coach Carino raved about how you came in to the Ursuline game and threw 3 2/3 shutout innings after they had gotten to Sophie a little bit, and obviously a very talented team that came up here. And to get a win on our field, you're going to have to be pretty darn good to beat us. But to come in and shut a very good team like that down, how does it differ for you coming in from a relief standpoint in that situation versus like starting a game?
They're definitely different to me.
Yeah.
Starting games and relieving games, especially like since we live in Ohio, weather is a huge thing. So like staying ready. Fortunately that game was pretty warm, so I didn't have to really focus on it. But again, like Sophie Savant's such a talented pitcher, so whenever one of us is put in, like we assume the other one's going all the way.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like seeing her like just have a normal day.
Yeah.
Like on the mound after she's been lights out for so many games it was kind of a shock a little bit, and then I kind of just bared down because I knew that my team needed me, and I knew that she was definitely disappointed. So I just wanted to pick her up the best I could, and her being able to make plays behind me at shortstop was huge for us too.
Yeah.
And does it help, being that other pitcher, you've gone through those games where you've got hit around or pulled or it didn't go the way you thought it was going to. As one of the 3 leaders of this team, you kind of touched on it, but how do you get with Sophie? How do you keep the team energy up and try to, come back in that game against Ursuline?
We definitely, it's something we need to work on because the CVC is so unbalanced that it's either like we shut out someone or we get like it handed to us. So it was like the first time we had someone really give it back to us during the first time this season.
Yeah.
So I think everybody was kind of like looking to us 3, me, Ari Rogers, and Emma Brainerd, to see how we would react and how we would respond. And we all 3 of us tried really hard to like stay upbeat and keep everyone going. So I think that just comes with time, just because we're such a young team that it's just one of those things that unfortunately has to happen for you to be able to grow.
Well, and that's the thing. Like we've talked when we're talking with Connor and about all the seniors that we have in baseball, we have 0 in softball. There will be no senior night this year for Perry softball, and that is a rare occasion. Like that doesn't happen very often. But how have you guys adjusted into, even though you're not a senior, you, Sophie, Emma, other leaders on the team, Ari Rogers, how have you guys tried to pick up those leadership type of roles that are needed on a team? Whether you're a senior or not, you still need to be led by somebody. How are you guys approaching that?
I think the 3 of us were just playing our game. Since we had a bunch of amazing seniors the 3 of us, our first 2 years, we had amazing seniors that came from a travel background like the 3 of us are. So I think just showing them that stuff carries into travel or carries into high school is super important. And I think just being there for the younger ones and making sure that they're okay with making mistakes, that at the end of the day it's a high school game and nothing is super big as riding on it, and no one's really going to be upset at you if an error happens, because they're all going to happen. So just connecting with the new kids and bringing in some first-year varsity players, some sophomores that are new. We have 2 juniors that are new playing softball for the first time varsity this year. So just playing our game pretty much, and just being the people that we are kind of helps bring us all together.
Absolutely, and it's worked. All right, 'cause we're 10-1, we're 5-0, we're undefeated in CVC. Number 6 in the News Herald, top of the crop. So, ho hum, Perry softball again, and really, really solid record. Again, we're always floating around in that News Herald, top of the crop. So whatever you're doing, keep it up. It's working.
And we're just kind of touching about the seniors. Obviously, that was a great group that you guys had here last year. They're gone. Roz, one of those players that was a catcher, you guys had a void. Emma stepped up. We had her on a couple weeks ago. Coach Carino talked about her as well. But what has her development meant, not just behind the plate, but maybe making her more comfortable at the plate as well? And just talk about how she has grown this season.
I think her improvement is one of the biggest ones and the fastest ones that I think I've ever seen. Her stepping in to be a catcher when we needed her was super huge for us. And me and Sophie being spin pitchers who don't usually rely on a fastball a lot in counts, like she's been able to see our pitches, catch our pitches, frame our pitches, and she's barely let anything past her. So being a first-year catcher with that kind of background is super impressive to me, and I feel super comfortable with her behind the plate. And I think her finding her voice too was a big thing, because being a catcher you got to be loud. So she's definitely stepped up in a leadership role. She's always been a leader, just more of a silent way. So this year she's stepping up more vocally with Ari as well. So I think that also helps her confidence at the plate. Like, she can see that she can do both very well. Her hitting is like night and day. Like, she has put in so much work in the off season. I've seen her do it myself. She's really focused on trying to get better for herself and for our team. So it's really impressive.
And Mr. Rockwell talks about this all the time. It's like you just don't show up on the first day of whenever your sport begins, and you go. She's been working with you guys, you and Sophie, all season long, coming to pitching lessons that you guys have, catching, trying to work on her craft. I know Coach Infalvi has helped her out a lot as well, but it just shows the dedication. I'm sure that puts a little ease for you and Sophie as well, knowing all the work that she put in.
Yeah, she's volunteered for me and Sophie to both catch our independent pitching lesson. She'll drive out to Menor with me, and then she'll go, because last Sunday she came to mine in Menor, and then she left from there to go catch for Sophie in, I think, Menor as well. So just her knowing that she wants to get better and helps our progress as pitchers and as catchers, because we can throw a strike as much as we want to, but if we don't have a catcher that can catch the ball, frame the ball, we're not going to be able to get those calls. So it's super important.
Yeah, same thing along the lines of what we asked Connor. What are your favorite pitches? How many pitches do you have, and then what are your favorites? What are your go-tos?
I have about 6 different pitches.
Okay.
It kind of really depends on the day. I try to keep all of them as even as possible. So whenever I work on them, I try to keep them all at the similar level. So I have about 3 pitches that I throw the most. A lot of spin, working on some off speed. I don't know who watches this, so I don't know if I'm going to say what pitches they are.
That's okay.
But definitely.
Don't give anything away.
Yeah, definitely more of a spin pitcher.
Okay.
So.
All right, cool.
And then Ari, we've talked about her a couple times. She just picked up her 100th career hit.
Yep.
What has she meant to this team, meant to you, and how has this last week been? Because I know being in the dugout, being on that cusp of getting to 100, I'm sure it wasn't easy for her. So how do you keep her in a positive mindset? And again, what has she meant to this team?
She is probably one of our biggest leaders on this team, and with no seniors, she's definitely stepped up vocally and physically. She's been locked down in the outfield. Almost nothing gets past her, and she just puts in all the work. She never ends on a bad fly ball. She never ends on a bad throw. So, and even Infalvi knows that. He'll look at her, and she's already back in her spot, ready for another one. So, just her work ethic for sure is really impacting this team, and she shows up every day to get better and to be better. But the last week, she was kind of tense with herself, and she really wanted. I think at the beginning of the year, it seemed like she really wanted to step into that role. Without realizing she's already in a leadership role. So I think she put more pressure on herself at the beginning of this year. So I think now that she's crossed that 100 milestone and realized that her team is going to back her up, and then she's not in a leadership role alone, has been super important to her. So just seeing her grow and take that pressure off of herself has been really big, because I personally have been through that. Putting pressure on yourself sucks, and especially your teammates know firsthand how it feels. So in one of those situations, you can't really, nothing you really say will really change it until they
Right.
decide that they want to.
It's got to be up to them to make that change.
Exactly.
Right?
So it's kind of just there in the background, like not always words, more of actions.
Okay. Well, then we're going to have the same kind of conversation with you because right now you've got 5 home runs this season. So you've tied Sydney Collins for the school record. One more, and you'll be our all-time record holder for home runs in a season. 2 things. What did Sydney mean to you as a teammate? And then how do you continue to stay within yourself, similar to Ari here, to just go out there and try to play the game and let happen what will happen and not necessarily try to hit the next home run?
Yeah. Sydney, she meant a lot to me. She was part of that senior class that really helped me like grow up.
Yeah.
And she was always one of those people, especially when I was an underclassman, who would always say hi to me, always talk to me. She didn't make me feel like I was just a small underclassman. She made me feel like an equal.
Yep.
And there was definitely, especially with the rest of the seniors as well as her, like there was always this level of equality, and there wasn't really a divide between grades. So I think that, and just her being her, she is one of the most independently strong people I've ever met. She works very hard, and her work ethic is just something to admire.
Yeah.
And then in the same boat as Ari, the pressure's still there, but I'm not as worried about it anymore because I've seen myself do it before.
Sure.
So my number one priority is to get on base and get runs for my teams. But if it happens to go over, it goes over. But something that Carino helps me with is I don't try to pull it because I've almost killed her a couple times hitting it down the line. Almost hit a couple cars. She really doesn't want it coming back at her. So like before every bat, she's like, just try to hit a backside. Don't try to kill it.
Yep.
Just work on what you know how. So just getting out of myself and looking for a quality at bat or a base hit or to score a run or sac fly, whatever the situation may be. I think just worry about those or thinking about those situations is more important than any home run that I could hit.
Well, that's great. It's a great mindset to have, and what will happen will happen. So
Yep.
go let it happen. We'll see what happens.
And then the same thing we asked Connor before he left. For this team to have success, you guys made it to the farthest spot that the Perry softball team ever made last year. To repeat that, what needs to continue to go right? Where do you guys need to maybe improve a little bit? What needs to happen to get back into that spot, a game away from a state championship?
I think that our team just has to have confidence in themselves. Since we're such a younger team, it's harder to do that your first year. And again, with no seniors and a small group of upperclassmen, it can kind of be intimidating to like follow in the footsteps of an upperclassman and not really sure where they're going because you haven't been there yourself. So I think that me, Ari, and Emma's experience from being there will help bring them along too, but also just the work that we've been putting in with coaches has been super important. Like, we're thinking about the next play, and like, especially in high school, like it feels like it's so much and you put so much pressure on yourself for trying to think about the next play or making those kinds of making the right throws in the right situations. But I think that, especially Coach Infalvi, because he runs our warm-ups for every single game, he is always like, we need to get our throws, we need to make sure we're doing this. So like just having that constant good pressure is super important for us. And just I think the underclassmen need to realize that they're good and that they're capable of competing where we are. And I think that also just comes with more time. So just the more games we can fit in this season before playoffs would be super beneficial for us.
Absolutely. And like you said already, with the CVC sort of being up and down, you never know, what you're going to get. It's important to play those games versus an Ursuline. These North, we were supposed to play yesterday. I mean, you want to play those games to get you ready for that postseason run. So, Morgan, great job. Congratulations.
Thank you.
On one of the hottest streaks I've seen in a long, long time as far as softball or baseball goes. So keep it rolling. Before we get you out of here, we'll do some get-to-know-you questions. Morgan's been on the show as well, just like Connor. We'll see if anything's changed since the last time. What is your favorite food?
Sub sandwiches.
Sub sandwiches.
Still hasn't changed.
Okay. Do you have? So I ate lunch yesterday. Random fact. Where was I? Jersey Mike's. Not eating there a lot. I'm personally like the Bellas. I like their bread. No.
You're missing out.
Okay,
No,
so
Jersey Mike's all the way.
Jersey Mike's all the way.
Yes.
Is that your favorite sub place?
Yes, me. I always want to take Emma there. Like
Okay.
at the beginning of the year when she went 3 for 3 against
Yeah.
Geneva. One of the first games we played. Her dad was like, "We're gonna get Jersey Mike's," and she didn't end up getting it. I ended up getting it for her that day.
Okay, yeah.
So like after pitching, like I'm like, "Do you want to go over there? Do you want to go
Yeah.
over there?" So
Okay, so let's just quickly. I'm off subject here, but now I'm thinking about food. I haven't eaten yet today, so I'm a little hungry. Jersey, it was really good. I had a good sub there yesterday. I like the Bellas. What about Penn Station?
I do like it. I prefer cold subs though.
Okay,
They usually
cold
do
subs.
hot ones.
So is Jersey Mike's your favorite place?
Yes.
How about
Yes.
Jimmy John's?
I like it for sure. They
Okay.
have good, but I always
Subway?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, so it's obviously Jersey
Yes.
Mike's. Okay, fair enough. Favorite subject in school?
I've grown to like English a lot. I took AP Lang with Mrs. Hunter this
yeah.
year, and I'm usually not a huge English person, but
Yeah.
she really taught me really well, so
Yep.
I enjoyed her class a
Well,
lot.
shout out to Mrs. Hunter. She's retiring at the end of this year. Well deserved. Been at this a long time, so congratulations to her. Favorite movie, or if not a movie, a television series?
I know Connor mentioned Whiplash. That's a really good movie.
So you've seen that?
I have. It's
Okay.
really good. I really like. I don't know. I like Good Will Hunting. I watched it a couple
Good one.
weeks ago with my sister and my dad. So
Robin Williams.
yeah, he's a really good actor. I like his
He's
movies.
Great. Any hobbies? Obviously, you're a big time softball player, not only for the Pirates, but you're playing essentially year round. You've got fall ball, you've got summer ball. You're always working at your craft. Anything outside of the game of softball that you like to do?
Outside of softball, I've been involved in Perry's theater productions, both
Okay.
plays and musicals.
Yep.
I do art club at school. I do art outside of school. I don't know if working out counts because I kind
It
of work
does.
out for softball.
Sure.
That works. I like reading too
Right.
as well.
Okay. Favorite app or game on your phone?
Probably still Pinterest from last time.
Okay. Are you on Pinterest?
I'm not.
No.
What about Instagram? All the great reels I send you every day.
He sends me one like every day. I'm like, aren't you supposed to be at work? But
Right. So what is your favorite app there, Mr.
I mean,
Winters?
it has to be Instagram just to keep these guys engaged because
Okay.
no, he'll see that I don't look at him and then he'll airdrop them to me. So I have to look at
see
them.
it
You
on
have to look at
Instagram
them.
more. Is it
Yeah.
is it similar to TikTok?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's similar.
no dancing. I mean, there could be,
yeah,
but
no, I'm not
yeah.
dancing. I have TikTok. I'm on. I don't post anything ever,
Yep.
but like that's just what I've got now. I guess I have to look at. I have an Instagram account. I'm never on it. I just don't know if it's similar types of reels or information. The entire Rockwell family gets fed off of recipes from TikTok. So
Yes.
is there
Yep.
food on Instagram
Yes.
too?
Yes,
Good-
there's
good
food.
recipe stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
you get some good ones from
All right,
there.
I get yelled at because we have the same thing all the time, so I'm always looking for new recipes. Favorite memory so far from Perry? Morgan, you're a junior. You've got the rest of this year
Yeah.
and your entire senior year ahead of you. But some of the favorite memories you're going to take away from me if we had to poll you right now.
From Perry, I really enjoyed. I know it's middle school, but I really enjoyed
Yeah.
Mr. Nemenchek's class.
Okay.
His history class, I still think about it all the time. I enjoy Mr. Martin's class, Miss Hunter's class. Just a bunch of the people that I get to see are super important to me,
Yeah.
and all the opportunities that I've gotten from Perry have been super big. I get to do a summer internship because I did the internship last
Yeah.
semester. So I
What are
worked
you
out.
doing?
I'm going to work for NAMI, which is a mental
Oh,
health organization. So I'm going to do interning with them, and so just the opportunities I've gotten from this school have been amazing. And then for softball, I wrote it down the other day. My sophomore year, me and Ari Rogers were Perry was playing Madison in the snow.
Yes.
And me
The snow
and
game.
Ari both hit back-to-back home runs on her birthday. So
That's
that was
awesome.
a big thing for us.
That's huge. And yeah, shout out to Mr. Nem, Mr. Bales. They were actually here yesterday.
Mhm.
They were bummed that we didn't get the North game in. 'Cause
Yeah.
we had home baseball. They were hoping for home softball and home track. So
Yeah.
they were making their rounds. Both of these guys are retired longtime teachers from Perry, and obviously still love being around the kids and love being around all of the sports and watching you guys have fun and some success. So shout out to those guys. They're definitely our super fans for sure. So visit any place in the world. Where are you heading?
I think I would want to go, somewhere, I almost say scenic, but you can literally go anywhere.
Yeah.
I think I said Africa last time.
Okay. That's a good one.
Probably stay there. I want to do some humanitarian work around the world. So pretty much anywhere I can meet different people. So.
All right. Excellent. That's awesome. Well, it's not Aruba. Sorry, Mr. Kellogg, but Africa would be incredible.
Yeah.
And just being on another continent in and of itself. So congratulations, Morgan, on a great run and a great season so far. Best of luck for the rest of the year. We'll keep everybody updated and we'll hopefully make another good run here.
Thank you.
Thank you to Morgan Winters, our female athlete of the week.
Yeah, they got a busy week this week. Orange tonight, they're traveling out there because last week Orange came to us in a flip-flop game. They have a continuation game. They're heading out to North Olmsted. And then Saturday night here under the lights, 7 o'clock against South.
Yeah, and again, those games, the North Olmsted certainly and the South game are going to be important ones for us to sort of, it's a good barometer for us. And again, you want to go out and have success, and you're going to try to win those games. But at the same time, similar to our basketball conversations with Coach Infalvi this past winter, we went 10-0 in the CVC. They weren't always the most competitive games, so you've got to go out there and challenge yourself. And even though we lost, some of those games, maybe even something like 4 out of those 7 tougher non-conference games, it's a great test and get you ready, and it got us back to a district final game in basketball. So hopefully it pays dividends for softball as well, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, and that, talking about that Ursuline game when Morgan was here, that was their first loss of the season, but that was a game up until a couple of errors that kind of snowballed, and the game kind of got away. But they were right. Yeah, it was a 2-run or 3-run game for most of it until a couple of errors, and that's usually how it happens. You make that error and you can't just overcome that little mental hump, and it snowballs a little bit. But the girls have been playing great all season long, so get out, support them here on Saturday night. I believe it's going to be a youth night as well. I know that there's some talks about it. So again, under the lights, that's always an exciting game.
And the weather looks good. So it's been a great week so far this week. I know we have some rain coming in Friday night, but I don't think it's going to impact anything. So we'll take that. And it's been in the 70s and 60s, 70s. If you can get there, we'll take it anytime you can get there in April.
And let's reverse a little bit. You touched on it a little bit earlier about track having senior night last night. But on Saturday, it was the big relays here, a great event that was going on. As you mentioned, everything seemed like it was going on here at Perry on Saturday, and the track meet was one of the highlights. Yeah,
I didn't even get out to softball until the very end of we had Ursuline here. That was the game we played Ursuline. We had baseball going on, softball, and then, the Perry relays, which we had a smaller group of schools this year. We moved it back due to some logistical things on our end, getting a timing company. For those of you who know high school track, we need timing companies to come in and run these events for us. They have fancy cameras. They cost thousands and thousands of dollars. Fewer and fewer people are doing them, and so we had a scheduling issue, and so we bumped it back a week, and ended up costing us some teams, but it was still a great day. Our girls actually ended up winning the championship, so they came in first place, and the boys were runners up. So a great day for track, and we had senior night last night. We honored 8 seniors yesterday, and we had Madison and Harvey here. Now we're heading out to Harvey on Friday and Chardon on Saturday. So when we have these Friday, Saturday meets, sometimes it's hard to have a meet during the week as well, but it was great to honor our seniors yesterday.
Yeah, so a busy week for track this weekend for both Friday and Saturday. Flag football, they were in action last week. They had a win over Lake Catholic. Yeah,
big win. Anytime you can beat Lake Catholic, they've sort of, always are going to be a rival. They're not that far away. They're a private school. So anytime we play them, there's always a little bit of an edge there, and you want to beat the Cougars anytime you can. So great for our flag girls to do it. I know Coach Allen is excited about hosting our next big event here on Sunday. So noon on Sunday, come on out to Alumni Stadium. We're going to have, I believe it's another 8 or 10 teams here for games throughout Sunday afternoon. So it should be an exciting day here for Flag. It's our last time that we get to host. We opened up the season on a Friday night, March 20th, and now here we are. It's crazy. It's going to be April 26th is our last time to host, and then the girls will start into their postseason trek, which is now, for those of you who don't know, it is an OHSAA-sponsored sport, and they are running the OHSAA State Championship Girls Flag Football Tournament. It is run through OSHA, and we'll figure out exactly where we're going to be here within the next 10 days or so.
And for flag football coming up, is it both JV and varsity playing, or is it just a varsity event this weekend?
It is both JV and varsity. The JVs usually play after the varsity games have completed, because not every team has a JV team, so we get the varsity games done, and then the teams that have JV stick around and sort of throw things together. It's a little bit more, helter-skelter, but it's just about getting girls, the opportunity to play games and game scenarios. So that's what we're looking to do with the JV after that.
And is there a senior night, or did you guys already have it, or is it going to be this weekend, or do you kind of do it different because there's 10, multiple teams there, so it's tough to.
It is, but Coach Allen, she's never going to shy away from taking things on and taking the bull by the horns. So she's been in contact with every coach that's going to be here on Sunday for their seniors, and then each coach will actually get to introduce their seniors on Sunday as well. So we think that's a pretty unique and special thing to do. But yeah, flag football has taken off, and I give our kids credit because a lot of them are doing other sports. Not all of them, but a lot of them are playing. Whether it's softball or track or the JO volleyball, where they're still coming back here to be part of something that is really, again, taking off. And I think I can tell you this, it's not going away.
Right.
It's only going to continue to get bigger, and the Browns are behind it, the Bengals are behind it, and now with the OHSAA's sponsorship of the state tournament, it's going to continue to grow. So, and Mindy does a great job, and we have 32 girls playing right now. So Sunday should be a great day if you'd like to see some flag football. Come out to Alumni Stadium.
And boys tennis, they had a trip out to Erie. They had Kirtland this week, so their season has been, kind of just plugging along when you could get matches in. Yeah,
you have to get matches in when you can, and we pushed the envelope last week. We tried to move a time for Jefferson to go from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, and we still got rained out. But again, you're trying to play. They didn't even, their first match wasn't even until after spring break. So, and sectionals will start the week of May 11th. So they essentially have a month to get in their allotted 22 matches. So we beat Kirtland last night 4-1. Took it on the chin a little bit over at Erie McDowell, which is a huge school, by the way. They're a mentor-sized school over in Erie. But it's good for our kids to get exposure to playing, good, talented players. They're going to see them in the postseason. Right. So same thing as we're doing in softball and baseball, trying to get ready for the postseason. We're trying to get kids exposed to that. So the McDowell thing, even though it was a loss, is gonna help us in the end. So we're proud to host the CVC tournament here at Perry on Thursday. That will be the 29th, I believe, of April. So that will be at 9 a.m. on that. Actually, it might be the 30th, April 30th. Here at Perry. So our team will be in action, and they're undefeated right now in CVC play. And so I know that that tournament will determine whether or not we end up winning a CVC championship or not.
So a lot coming on the tennis side, a lot going on here at Perry Athletics over the next couple of weeks. And one thing we have to touch on next Wednesday, signing day. So for people or athletes still to sign up for signing day, which will take place on Wednesday.
Yeah, so Wednesday the 29th. So now that I say that, it is Thursday the 30th will be the CVC tournament. So Wednesday the 29th will be our last signing day opportunity of the year. So any senior that's going to play at any level at this point, whether it's D3, D2, NAIA, or Division I. We've had a couple of previous signing days beginning of the year. Connor mentioned Justin Costello going to Lake Erie, Trent Taylor's going to BG, and so on. Anybody who's looking to play at the next level, we want to honor those individuals. If you've been to a signing day, you've heard my spiel. It's 5% of all high school student athletes move on to play at the collegiate level, regardless of division or size of school. So we want to honor those. It's truly a select group of kids. So anybody that's doing that, we will send one more communication out. We've been sending emails on Final Forms, and we have a Google Doc out there. We ask that you sign up on the Google Doc so we know that you're going to be coming. And that will be Wednesday, again, the 29th at 10:30 in the theater. So excited and honored to be recognizing those kids. And we had to push it back a little bit. We were supposed to be, I think, on the 15th of April originally, but we had several kids that hadn't made their decisions yet, and that we totally understand that. We don't want to rush, and we don't want to leave anybody out as well. So it's one of those things that we pushed it back a couple weeks just to give those seniors who are sort of trying to figure out down to the last couple of schools and what they're going to do, the opportunity. So please go up if you're a senior and you'd like to have be recognized on our last signing day. Please take a look at that email and sign up.
Yeah, so a lot going on. Check your emails, check the sporting calendar, get out and support these teams. There's a lot going on here at Perry, and a lot has happened from the last time we did the pod to today, and it's just going to be the same next week.
It will, and I know next week we'll be looking to do the pod probably either Thursday or Friday, so a little bit later in the week just based on some schedules. But so as we wrap up Week 30, congratulations to all of our teams on their accomplishments so far. We're excited to see what May holds for all of them and our postseasons. But until Week 31, go Pirates!